Was OP the a-hole, or did they make the right call? That's what we're gonna figure out in today's video.
So grab a cup of joe, open up that ethics and moral philosophy textbook, and let's dive in. Today's first story. Am I the butthole for not making my wife choose between me and her affair partner? Got a real spicy one.
Real spicy.
Spicy one, yeah. By the way, this is very poorly written, so I'm gonna do my best to speak around the poor grammatical syntax. With that in mind, here we go. As soon as I found out, I moved out and filed for a divorce. Counseling is not on the table. I'm not interested in having anything to do with her again. She tried saying that if I asked, she would choose me. Gross. I don't want her. Some of our friends think I should have fought for our marriage. I offered to sleep with them or their wives to see how they feel about the situation then. No one has taken me up on my kind and Christian offer. I am paying my half of the lease on the apartment. There are 4 months left. In the meantime, I'm going to work and spending my time off at all-inclusive resorts. It's cheaper than getting an apartment for myself. Am I the butthole for not trying to save our marriage? First of all, he was very clearly emotionally distraught when he wrote this.
The grammar is awful.
He literally just...
Verbal diarrhea. Honestly. I post this on Reddit right now.
Why, Maggie? Why?
How is it cheaper for him
to go to a hotel?
To a resort. To an all-inclusive resort.
Hang on. For a full month, if he wanted to stay there, it's not even possible based on this one empirical search result.
But seriously, from that 1 week though, that was $1,000. Take that, multiply that by 4.
Yeah,
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
That's $4,000.
$4,000, plus there's 4 months left on the lease.
Where the f is he
and
living?
He's paying his half of the lease too. He's spending way too much money. To be fair, his marriage just fell apart. Okay, we have veered gloriously off topic. We are very bad at this. Is he the butthole though? No, I don't think so. She was unfaithful, and he doesn't want to have anything to do with her. That's totally within his right. And his friends that say, oh, you should definitely fight for... No, why would you encourage your friend to stay in a relationship with someone who has that capacity? What are your thoughts?
Speaking from personal experience from this exact scenario happening to me.
Who's the poster? Tara!
I was that person who always had the mindset, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. So I did try and make it work after said partner had an affair and tried to trust her for a very long time, and it didn't work.
Based on the fact of what we know about these two characters, which isn't much, I would not roll the dice.
I personally don't think he's the butthole.
Not the butthole, not the butthole.
Not the butthole.
But what does Reddit think? Top comment. It's so weird when cheaters say poop like, why won't you fight for our marriage? Like, hey, you could have easily fought for our marriage by not boinking someone else, but okay, sure, make me the bad guy here, not the butthole.
I'm getting really triggered.
We figured out this guy's problems. Girlfriend pointed an unloaded gun in my face.
We were visiting a good friend of mine when he moved out of state. He brought me to his bedroom closet to show me an AR-15 and handgun he purchased after moving. I handled both guns after checking they were unloaded, and I knew they were safe. My girlfriend walks into the room and he hands the AR-15 to her. She does not check it to affirm it is indeed clear. And the first thing she does is point it directly in my face.
Oh no!
I slapped the barrel down and said, "What the f are you doing?" in an aggressive tone. She then handed my friend his rifle back and stormed out of the room. She didn't like the fact I aggressively chastised her for ignoring basic gun safety. She told me, "You didn't have to talk to me like I'm stupid," and didn't understand my point wasn't to make her feel stupid, but that action is dangerous. Am I wrong for aggressively chastising her, or should I have been nicer?
For me, this is a pretty cut and dry situation. Even if it was unloaded and you knew it was unloaded, it's just not a good thing to do, ethically. This is something she should have probably known about. But to be fair, everyone has to learn at some point.
Yeah.
Right? Like, at what point would that have naturally been taught to her?
That's right. I mean, she could be Canadian.
Yeah. We don't know the age either. I feel like age has a big thing to do with it. If they're young, then, I mean, it's a fairly typical young person mistake.
I mean, if you never have been brought up around basic gun safety, then I can kind of understand her naivety in the whole situation. It doesn't excuse it.
Yeah.
I can kind of understand why she wouldn't know.
So here's the other thing, like something that people typically don't know about, like microwaving metal objects, like never putting like a fork into a microwave. Like it's not like innately obvious, and it's extremely dangerous. It's still like a commonly unknown thing that has to be kind of aggressively taught. She was definitely wrong.
Oh, 100%.
For pointing a gun.
100%.
Yeah.
I think her issue is that she got emotionally hurt over it. She wanted not to be treated or belittled by her boyfriend. She wanted it to be a more, please be nice to me, I didn't know any better kind of thing. But you kind of have to think about it from both perspectives. I understand she might be a little butthurt with how he was talking to her.
Is he wrong for aggressively chastising her? No, I don't think he was wrong for it. I think he should maybe apologize if she's honestly 100% innocent. Just say, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it came out so emotionally, but you really need to know that you can't do that. That is a very not okay thing to do.
If anything, maybe apologize to her for like the whole situation of how it came about. But absolutely, he's not in the wrong. It's hard to put in our perspective because we're Canadian. This isn't something we've grown up with. I feel like Americans, like, this is kind of instilled into them a little bit differently. She especially, coming from the States, because it says they moved out of state somewhere.
Moved out of state, so that means there are states involved.
Yeah, so it has to be...
Which are probably united. So I think we can narrow this down.
Right, we clearly, probably...
America! Alright, she assumes that they're in a safe space. I'm not justifying her, but in her brain, she's like, oh, he's handing me a gun. He knows I know nothing about guns.
Yeah, it must be unloaded.
It must be safe.
Yeah.
Purely, it's just naivety. Is he wrong for aggressively chastising her? No. He is not wrong for reacting as emotionally as he did. Should I have been nicer? Sure. At all times, if you can be nicer, try to be nicer. But the thing is, emotions will always overwrite situations like this. If someone pulled out a knife and just kind of held it up to your throat...
Yeah, that's the same situation,
it's like,
right?
What are you doing? If I were in this situation, I feel like I'd behave the same way. I'm running the simulation in my head.
I would too, yeah.
It's really easy to shoot a gun.
I know.
Like, if the safety's off, a baby could do it.
That's the thing, is there's just so many accidental deaths that could have been avoided over stupidly simple things like this.
So, verdict. For me personally, he is not the a-hole.
I'm gonna have to agree. OP is not the a-hole.
All right. The Beelzebubs have spoken. What does Reddit think? All right, top comment. ER nurse, formerly of a level 1 trauma center. Fully 60% of the shootings I've seen were, I thought it was unloaded, not the butthole.
Well, it seems the hive mind has spoken, and we can all agree on one thing. That OP was not the a-hole. I think we'll leave it at that. If you did enjoy this type of video, please like and subscribe, give a thumbs up, click that bell for notifications, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.